They will also talk more about Bitcoin and interest rates, as well as the state of the US economy. BlackRock just came out with new tracks and a system. Just wait until you read this. Finally, we have a beautiful XRP chart that you should look at right now. We need to take a big breath and jump right in. BTC is at $55,995 and Ethereum is at $239. It's gone up 1.3% in the past 24 hours. At this time, it's not available. 13% of the US dollar and US dollar and US dollar cash have returned to their original value, but XRP has gone down a little, ending the day at 57 cents, which is 2.45% of the total market capitalization of all cryptocurrency. We're sure that there will be a big jump in Q4 of this year, which will last until tax time in 2025, which could make the bull run last longer. From the end of 2025 to the present, people should be careful of this. So far this year, we haven't seen the progress we were looking for. We're going over XRP and Ripple. Pay attention, because Bitcoin Horror V will get back everything. This is the NBC News story. The Fed is about to clean house. How much? That brings us down to the unknown. The Federal Reserve says that the central bank compares the cost of borrowing money in different parts of the business to the federal funds rate. The Reserve has made hints that rates might go down. For the first time since COVID-19 broke out, the central bank dropped the federal fund rate on Wednesday. This is a measure of how much other loans cost across the economy. Even though most people expected this to happen, buyers can't say for sure how big the possible cut will be. Most people who answered a CNBC survey sent in by mail on Tuesday thought the rate would drop by 25% from its present level of 5.3%. Despite what Wall Street traders say, it's more likely that central banks will give it a quick look. What are the knowledge sources we have now? Keep an eye on whether it will be 0.25% or 0.4%. That's where the odds are the worst, not like the Vegas beelines. It can't be 1%, you know that. That would be crazy. While it's easy to lower these rates by 0.5%, what effect will this have on the coin markets as a whole? That's the thing I want. After all, your CDs are basically bonds, just like your government bonds. Do you plan to look into getting lower interest rates on them? Because of this, their rates go down after that. We were getting more than 5% on those rates, so we expect them to go down. If those rates go down to about 2.5% or 3%, buyers will look for other places to put their money. People think that treasury bonds and CDs are safe investments, so if you tell them you'll only get 2% to 3% on those, they will look to cryptocurrency as a safe haven. They might put between 1% and 5% of their money into cryptocurrencies. They might be able to spend even 10% of their capital, which is a big amount of money. Individuals are moving their money out of traditional financial markets and into cryptocurrency markets because they understand and are ready to accept some risk in their investments. It's possible that this will help the bull run begin. It will all be about pay attention to this and do what it says. It depends on how much of a drop there is. When money starts to flow out, it won't happen right away, and the rate cut won't happen today. We will see the rate go down then, but people won't start putting money into cryptocurrency right away. The first signs won't come for a while, maybe not until the fourth quarter of this year. Why not pay attention to the idea that the rise in coin markets will last until tax time? Things that happen during tax season are well known, and big businesses know how much cash they need to show. They start to sell things and pay off their bills. In the summer of 2025, we can keep going up. We think that many altcoins will go through exponential growth at that point, and mortgage rates will drop for the first time in over 18 months. Does this make sense? In fact, I believe this was a big mistake and a bubble. I think there will be a way to fix the current rates on mortgages and homes. Will we get better? It will depend a lot on the results of the upcoming election as to whether the mortgage rate drops to between 2% and 3%. There are two candidates for president, so there will be an election in less than 2 months. This election will have a big effect on both the US economy and the Bitcoin market. Someone who has talked a lot about cryptocurrencies and gone to the Bitcoin meeting said they thought the US should be the leader in this area. There is another person who doesn't talk about cryptocurrency as much as the first one. They say they're not interested in cryptocurrency at first, but then they change their minds. I think this is just a trick to get people to back them up before they go public with their lawsuit. There's a lot going on, but we're just talking about interesting times. I think that NFTs was an attack on Trump. We want everyone to take part, especially since Q4 is coming up in less than 2 weeks. In a Token 2049, Jesse Haynes talked about this important problem and said, "To be honest, this came as close as anything has to convincing me to give up on cryptocurrency, let out a loud laugh and watch." So a new kind of well starts at Token 2049 with good old Italics singing you a lovely song. What his backers and investors really want to know is if there's an easy mistake with the man. Call it spade to spade or check to see if there's a big problem with this. He sure is selling a lot of Ethereum these days. We think things will get interesting, but we still think Ethereum will hit 10,000. Some even say it will hit 20,000, which is 10 times more than now. Watch the video again. We're going to talk about it. BLROCK, a $10 trillion financial giant, just released a detailed report on Bitcoin, calling it a unique way to diversify investments. Now that the new marketing team is here, we can expect these huge financial companies like BlackRock to come and go. Morgan JP Charles Schwab's for. Truth Robinhood steps in and starts to support Bitcoin. We can't have an alt season, so let's begin with Bitcoin. Bitcoin comes first, then money until it chooses to move ahead. Change is what used to be a playbook also since 2013, nothing has changed. Chad let these go. BRICS said that the new tracks would be a whole new financial network, not just for making payments across borders. New rails, new globe. BRICS wants to make a new way to pay that doesn't use US dollars or the process of verifying them. Sergey Lavrov, Russia's foreign minister, said that the new payment system will work as a complete financial framework and make it easier to do business across borders. That's especially important now that Trump has said he wants to keep the US at the top of the cryptocurrency race, and BRICS has made a big news about a new payment system. As a result of the many partnerships Ripple has made with banks in the UAE and India, of which it currently owns about 75%, I wouldn't be surprised if it worked with every bank in India. It's already known that Ripple has done business with these groups. The fact that Ripple owned more than 75% of the banks has been known to us since Ashish Burr said it on stage at a gathering in Canada in 2018. Their main bank is pretty much the only one there. We don't know of any changes, but we do know that Ripple has sites all over the world where we've seen a wide range of job openings. I also went there, and then there was a post on Reddit. As you can see, this is a great answer. It doesn't look like Ripple will work directly with Russia, but because the XRP system is open source, a brick coin could be made in the future. I think that this system will be a newly built network that puts compatibility first. Uptake of XRP is going to happen anyway, so don't just count on BRX uptake. In fact, the West might adopt XRP in reaction to BRX. This is because the West doesn't want to lose the US in this cryptocurrency race.